Hi guys! Today I'm going to talk about electric current and circuits. And we know that electric current is moving electricity, and circuits are a closed path through which electric current can flow. I'm going to show you different components that are required to build a circuit and some optional ones. And I'm also going to show you the different types of circuits we can build. I'm going to show you the parallel circuit and the series circuit, as well as the simple circuit. The last thing I'm going to show you is how the resistance affects the current in a circuit, and you'll see how Ohm's law actually works. Alright, so I wanted to show you the electrical components that you need to build a circuit. I've grouped them together here and labeled them. First of all, you need an energy source, and the energy source is like a battery. Here I have a 9-volt battery. Here I have a couple of 1.5 volt batteries. These are AA's. So the energy source is required. Next, you need to have a load, so something that you're going to power up with the battery. Here I have a little motor with a fan attached to it. Here I have a couple of light bulbs that are inserted into a little holder. And here I have an LED, and this is a buzzer. We also need wires or some kind of conductor. Here we have some alligator clips, and the alligator clips are just wires with little clips on the end to help you grab hold. And if you squeeze here, you can see that little end of it opens up like a little alligator mouth. It has little teeth on there. Here we have some little wires, and they're just covered with insulation, like little rubber or plastic covering, and you can see the end of the wire is exposed there. Down here we have little brads, little clips that are conductors that make it a point that any kind of conductor will work to connect the loads with the energy source. So these three things are all required for a circuit. Sometimes you'll see a switch added. So here's a couple different switches. This is one, it's just a toggle switch. And here's a push button switch. And then here's a homemade switch. It's just a box of rice. And I've inserted a couple brads here and a paper clip. So, and I'll show you how this switch is open and closed when we connect the circuit. Okay, so the first circuit that I'm going to build is a simple circuit. So again, we have our energy source, our voltage source here, our battery. Then we have some wires, and we have a load. So we have an LED here. So I'm going to connect all of these. Just need to make a circular path, and that just allows the electricity to flow. So I'm going to connect that to one end of the battery, and then I'm going to connect this one to this end of the battery. And now I'm going to connect the LED here. And you can see that the LED, the light emitting diode, it turns on. So the electricity is flowing. We have current that's flowing here. And again, it's just, a simple circuit. It just has one energy source, it has one load, and those two things are connected with wires. And this is the most basic circuit you can have. It has all the required components and nothing extra. Okay, if I wanted to connect a switch to it, I could. Here's a simple switch. So I will show you what happens when I add a switch to this. So I'm just going to connect one end with the other end. Alright, so now it's a bigger loop. Then we have our energy source, we have our load, and we have our wires. Now we have a switch added to that. And that switch just allows you to open and close the circuit. And open and close the circuit means you separate the wires and you bring them back together again. So if I click the switch, I can turn the light off, and then I switch it again, and it's back on. So on, off. Okay, and a switch is just an easy way to disconnect and reconnect the wires. So what it's basically doing, if I show you, I'm going to take the switch out of the circuit now. What it's doing is, this is a closed switch and open switch. Closed and open. Okay, so we have to remember what closed and open switches mean, closed and open circuit means. If it's an open circuit like this, then there's no way for the electric current to flow, and the light will not turn on. The only way it will flow is if you close that circuit, and it will allow the energy to flow. So the switch is not needed for the circuit. It's just an optional component that allows you to turn on and off the light. Okay, so here we have two AA batteries. These are each 1.5 volts, and these are in a battery holder, which it basically allows the electricity to run. These two ends are connected to each other with conductors, and so these actually together, they give 3 volts. Now, if we take the two ends of the wire, and then if I connected the two ends of the battery, the voltage source to it, then you see that the light comes on. All right, so you just see that the light comes on. All right, so we can show a couple other loads that we can use for this. So this is a little buzzer. So again, and these are all simple circuits that I'm showing here. If we connect the two ends of the wire together here, and we touch here, if you listen, okay, you can hear the little alarm sound. Okay, so this is a kind of a load. And then this is also a load. So this one is a little tiny motor. So if I take this, see when it makes a complete circuit, then the fan works. I just wanted to show this simple switch that I made with the rice box. We have, again, the voltage source or energy source. We have the wires, and it's making a big loop. It's coming through the light bulb, and it's coming around here. This is an open switch, and then it's going back around to the battery. If we just take this paper clip and we touch this brad over here, this conductor, then we notice that it's making a complete circuit, okay, and the light bulb goes on, and then we separate the two conductors and it goes off. Here you see the very basic idea of the switch. And again, you can have fancier switches, but this is the idea of how the switch works.